Is it working?
It's working. Yeah, it's great.
Excellent,
Hello.
excellent. Now, my headphones are not working properly. I'm getting... It's jumping around, but... okay. Oh, that's,
Can you hear me?
Oh, it's this plug. It's this plug.
Huh.
I mean, I'm in the same room as you.
You are, yeah.
But
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
Amazingly.
But if I can hear you in here, then I know that the audience can hear you. I'm always so professional at the start of an interview. Aren't you impressed?
We have been through this more than once now, so I know how you roll.
This is a pattern. It's a pattern. Basically, we were talking about something like literally seconds before. In fact, even after.
Yes.
I turned the microphone on.
Well, it's just that's how we roll. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, anyway, Amy is Parabola West, and Parabola West is a music act. Is that what you describe yourself? If you have to describe yourself in 2 words?
2 words.
I'm a musical act.
I'm an artist. I'm a musical artist.
Okay.
That makes me sound a little bit pretentious, but I see coffee has arrived.
That's all right. Coffee's arrived.
Yes.
Also a coffee fiend.
Thank you. Well, it is morning. Radio shows are quite early for musicians, considering I got home from my show last night at like 9-ish and then had dinner.
You're a reliable musician, but I do know that this is an early time of day for musicians.
It's not ideal,
Especially touring ones.
Oh, yeah. I'm not touring.
Yeah. But I usually ring someone, they're in Napier and they're due here in a day, and they're like, they've done a show the night before. And I never know if I'm going to be able to hear them or not.
Yeah, touring life is tiring. Yeah, it is.
But probably haven't done much touring lately?
No, not lately. I mean, I think the last tour I did was probably a couple of years ago. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Virtual touring.
Well, that's the wonderful thing about the internet is that it's always a tour when you're doing a streaming concert because everybody can tune in from everywhere.
But this is particularly relevant with you because you have an audience that's scattered all around the world, don't you?
I really am grateful for the fact I've got a lot of listeners in the States and in the UK and across Europe, and I wouldn't say like a lot, like it's not as if but enough that it means that I can sell tickets to shows online and have that be a viable source of income.
It's sustaining you, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
It is.
That's what you want. Where's the most obscure, surprising place that you've noticed that someone's a fan of yours?
When you have Spotify for artists, you can manage your accounts different places and see the different locations where, like, little hotspots for where your music's getting streamed.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised to see the Netherlands. I've got, I think, as many listeners in Germany as I have in New Zealand, so just strange.
Well, there we go. So that really does that really paints a picture.
Well, it shows you the data. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It just means maybe where I'm on playlists or something like that. So it's you can extrapolate some information from that, but you have to use a lot of different sources of data.
Yeah.
But that's just one. But that's kind of neat.
So Spotify's worth being on then?
Well, I think that it's not a great deal for musicians
financially, yeah.
But we're kind of just absorbing the crumbs that the industry will give us, and so you don't have to be on Spotify, but it's I mean, I'm on it.
Are you on anything like Patreon or anything like that?
No, I've thought a little bit about that, but my understanding, I've got a few friends in the music space that are doing that, and it is a lot of work.
Yeah, and
I don't know whether or not it's for the amount of time and effort that it takes to make all of the videos consistently. I don't know if it's as sustainable as the cost benefit for me.
It was Spotify was started by a guy who in Pomplamoose, one of those online bands. Who just produce videos and regularly. So and that's their gig really.
Yeah, I think if you are prepared to make regular video content, then you've got some great platforms available to you. I think if you can do YouTube, you can do podcasts or whatever. That I just haven't really upped my video game yet.
You could have, like I've just seen. Shall we talk about the album?
Yeah, please do.
Because Amy's just shown me on her phone, which is now recording us, shown me some pictures of some artwork that's going to be involved with the album.
Yeah.
And it looks like something from a crazy video shoot, but they're stills.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's so I had this conundrum because I wanted to make an album, but I was very concerned about the physical format because I thought, well, I think CDs are a little bit... I mean, I don't even have a CD player in my life anymore.
We've got CDs, but you know what? a few years ago we had a committee meeting and we were like, are we going to keep the CDs? And we thought, yeah, we will, because it looks like a radio station.
Right.
Not because we use them.
And I think that a lot of people have CDs around that they keep or they buy to support artists, but they don't listen to the music that way anymore. So I thought, well, I'll make it available digitally, but I still wanted to create a physical thing. And because the people that are in my community of music love fantasy books and fantasy artwork, I thought, well, I'll make a book of fantasy pictures based on the characters of each song on the album. And so, yeah, I've been working with a team in Christchurch, and we've been making some amazing, creating characters, basically, and taking some amazing photos for this album book.
I mean, I'm thinking of the one where... Well, mostly things were green. Okay, that's how I'm going to identify it.
Yes.
Because I don't know any other way.
That's the Dreaming Dryad.
It's what?
Well, the character name is the Dreaming Dryad,
yep.
and she's associated with a song called Come to Me.
And how long did it take just to get ready before they got the cameras out for that?
Yeah, okay. So the shoots take about an hour, and the getting ready is the whole shebang. Like, yeah, the getting ready. So that involved a lot of... It's like gum material that they stick moss to you, and I got airbrushed like all up my leg and like half of my butt, and that was the first shoot that we did actually. And they affixed. It took hours, to answer your question, but they affixed like, twigs to my, glued twigs to my hands,
right?
And they sewed me into my underpants as well. But what that meant was that.
They sewed you into your underpants?
Yeah, because my costume had to kind of meet with my underpants so that I was...
and hold still.
Because there wasn't a whole lot of going... There's a lot of leg creature moss-covered situation, which... So there
You'll have to see it yourself, folks.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like it's not like a dodgy photo, but all for the sake of art. But yeah, I had to like ask the person doing my makeup to like pull out my wedgie at one stage because I had these... twigs on my hands, and I was like, this is so embarrassing, but you really got to help me out. It was the first shoot, so we got really close after that. It was good. She was lovely.
So you were doing that down in Christchurch?
Yeah, the team that is amazing. Give a shout out to Melody and just the whole crew there. So I reached out through community trying to find creative people that'd be interested, and yeah, got kind of the call was answered by a team there that was just excited to do something creative because they'd been not able to really put on shows. And
so it's a photo shoot with different costumes.
Yeah,
one for every song.
Yeah, so every song has a character and a backstory that we created, and a look, and like a fantasy realm. It's amazing.
There must be a few weeks, right? A few weeks' work.
It took a lot. It's been taking a lot of work. And we've had to break it into little stages because the first time I arrived, I went there and tried on all the costumes, and then boom, the country went into lockdown. Had to fly back. Second shoot we did, I was able to get 7 out of 11 looks done. And then I'm flying back next week to get the final 4.
Does it cost you more to do that than they actually make the music?
Well, I mean, it has certainly... been an investment, but this is my album, it's my first full-length album, and this is where I chose to invest my creative energy and time. And
we've been waiting for this for a while.
Yeah, and people have been supporting it, and I did crowdfund, so it's certainly, I wanted it to be as epic as the people that supported it.
And there's a new so there's no CD, so it's a download, but you get a book with it?
Yeah. Well, you don't get a book with it. The book is separate, but with you get the book, you get the download as well. So, or you can just get the download.
Right.
I'm working through all the details. I've got a little bit of time, but
So you released a song just on Friday,
yeah.
Right? And but the album's in a little while.
That was the first song that I've released since January. So,
but the album official release will be.
I think all going well, and it's very difficult to know. It's hard to plan things
these days
in this climate. Yeah. But April, is
all right.
The estimated date.
Will there be any text in the book?
Oh yeah, it'll be. So imagine you had a very elaborate lyric insert that was book shaped and full of beautiful photos. So all the lyrics and all the credits, and I'll list every single person that contributed to any of the crowd funds towards the album. So it'll be like a proper, beautiful, hardcover,
a physical thing.
Full, yeah.
I was at someone's place on the weekend, and they had a record player, and they'd been buying records.
Yeah.
Because they could afford it, and it was just nice because they are they can be a work of art, an actual record, because they're big enough.
Yeah, I thought, I'd love to do a record, and then I thought, I did a survey. I asked my listeners, do you buy vinyl? And really, they said no, and so I decided, well, I'm glad I asked. No,
yes,
you asked, yeah,
definitely worth asking.
And I asked, they said, no, we don't really buy vinyl, mostly digital downloads and CDs, but we don't have CD players, so I thought, I'll do something different. Yeah. But they all love books.
I mean, there is a vinyl audience out there, but yours is such an online fan base anyway.
Yeah, vinyls just doesn't resonate with my listeners, so I just take that on board, and yeah.
Fair enough. So there's a single. The single, what's the single called?
It's called Hannah.
And so all the music up till now is not on this album?
Let me just think.
Okay, so New Moon recently.
Yeah, New Moon is on the album. World of Ours will be on the album.
Okay.
And I think, and Calling Your Name, which I released in 2018.
Okay, so that's the last three, probably. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there are 13 songs on the album.
Okay. And so 13 outfits.
Yes. Well, one's an instrumental.
When I say outfit.
Characters?
Characters, that's better, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
You could make a calendar.
I'm going to.
You are?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Totally.
In my head I was debating whether I say that or not.
Yeah.
Whether you might think that was a terrible idea.
No, because we've got all these beautiful photos, but only one or two can go per song in the book, and so I might do the ones that we couldn't decide between into it, because it's so much effort to make these beautiful images happen that you want to really be able to use them all. So
has anyone seen these images? No. So I just saw a couple.
You just saw a couple,
I had a sneak peek on your phone. They're not very big. But
well, I wanted you to get a sense of what it is so that you kind of
and just what I got from that was the sheer amount of work required. Like you've put a lot of effort into, and a lot of people by the sounds of it put a lot of effort in to getting it to happen.
It's been a really awesome team, a really great collaboration.
Yeah. All right, well, look, we should play the song, which is called Hannah. Do you want to just tell us about it, and we'll hit the play button?
Yes, so the idea of Hannah is that you kind of place yourself in the misty moors of England, and she's gone missing, and her lover is searching the shores for her spirit, calling to him.
Oh, right.
It's like spooky.
It does sound spooky.
Yeah, well, the character's name is Haunted Hannah.
Does that actually say Haunted Hannah in the song?
No, it's just
that's what you.
That's just what I named her, but her name is Hannah. Yeah.
Do you have like a whole backstory for Hannah that doesn't get into the song?
Well, her backstory is not really in the song, but it'll be in the album.
But in your head,
absolutely.
like you've created this whole.
Yeah, they all have
world.
characters. Yeah, they've all got worlds.
Okay, understand. All right, folks. Well, here is Parabola West's new track. It's called Hannah. It came out on Friday, and people can get it online probably.
Yeah, all the places. And a music video was filmed just around the corner in Raglan.
Okay, here we go.
She walks with spirits at night, and I feel
Hey, you're listening to The Morning Show with Aaron, and that's the new track from Parabola West. It's called Hannah. And Amy, it is spooky.
It is, yes.
It is spooky. and tell us about the instruments in the background there, because we were just having a chat about that while the song was playing.
Yeah, well, when I was writing the song, I had the sound of like a droning hurdy-gurdy in my head, and so yes. I was kind of reaching out to the world, trying to find a person that could do that, because it's a kind of an odd medieval instrument, right? So, but I found somebody. His name is Adam, and he has a recording studio in Australia called True Vine Recording Studios, and he did hurdy-gurdy and nickel harpa. And
what's a nickel harpa?
It is.
I know what a hurdy-gurdy. I hope everyone else knows what a hurdy-gurdy is.
Well, a hurdy-gurdy is like you play it with a wheel. Shh. You play it with a wheel and strings is the hurdy-gurdy, and it's like a droning instrument, and it was kind of famous amongst like the minstrels of the of the medieval times. And then the nickel harpa is it's a Nordic instrument, and it's kind of a combination of keys and strings. You play it with it's got like wooden slats, and then you play it with a bow. It's hard to describe it.
Yeah,
you hear this like kind of spooky click 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 noise in the song, and that's actually the sound of the notes changing.
Okay.
And so when we got the recording, I was like, oh, should we take that out? And it's like, no, that's the authentic sound of the nickel harpa. So that clicking sound is that instrument.
I noticed. I think it was the hurdy-gurdy I noticed, because I was saying, are those pipes? I was trying to work out what they were, because they were a bit in the background when I was listening.
Yeah. It's a certain type of sound that really pulls you back to an era, and you just can't help but feel that vibe, I think.
Yeah, it brings up that medieval kind of vibe, which is that's your look, if I could use that word.
Just just misty castles in the background. That's it's just fog, and
we don't have misty castles in New Zealand.
I know, but
or where you originally came from either. I don't think, unless some rich person's made some in the US.
This is why the imagination is so important, Aaron.
There we go.
Why.
Yeah. I wrote a note there, and now. Oh, that was it. I was trying to work it out.
You read your handwriting, is that the...
Well,
that's always a trick.
It was too short. I was trying to think, why did I write that? Listening to another... when you are putting the song together, do you listen to it just in the studio with the high-quality speakers, or do you go out somewhere and listen to it on a tinny cassette player, or in the car? Do you try that sort of thing?
Yeah, I listen to it on the phone. I try to think, how is everybody going to listen to it? And, this song is not meant to be listened to on a phone.
Few songs are, let's be honest.
Right. Yeah. So the songs that I'm making for this album, they deserve a high quality stereo if you can do it, because there's a lot of range.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of range in the bottom end. So however, it stands up on phone, and it stands up on all the other things. So you just have to accept that that's how most people get their music.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's a phone with headphones, that's all right. But most people have got, like my kids have got the wireless, the Bluetooth speakers these days.
Yeah, it is what it is. You just got to accept that,
I'm thinking of it, there was a movie about the guy who owned Factory Records, and doing the New Order, it was before New Order, it was Joy Division.
Yeah, okay.
And they all piled into a car during the session and drove around listening to it on a cassette tape to see if it still sounded good.
And of course it did, because it was Joy Division.
Yeah, of course, yeah. They were really onto something there. Yeah. So you've kind of had single releases. It's not the same these days. I guess you don't do single releases and an album, and it's always that format. You've been releasing singles and EPs, and are you going to release more songs off the album, do you think? Yeah,
so the plan is at the moment to release another song in February, and then when the album comes out, I might release another song and video like right then when it comes out as well.
Okay.
Because it's a different world now. It is a singles focused market.
Yeah.
So we're trying to balance that with putting the whole album out, because I think that the people who are really keen to get a full length album will go down that path, but then there's a lot of people that just get excited about singles. So
yeah, you're right, that it has really changed in that regard, hasn't it? I guess there's some people who just don't do albums anymore.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are discouraged from it because you get more bang for your buck, I guess, just releasing singles over and over again.
Yeah,
trying to play that game, but it's all right. You just do what you have to do.
And so this song we just listened to, Hannah, there's a video for that as well, you said.
Yeah. So Andy Dugan, he's a local musician. He makes music under the name Albert Ross here.
Oh, yep.
And
don't worry, the microphone can't pick them up. We've got some noisy people in the studio.
The phone just went off. But remember last time there was a dance class or like an exercise class, and there was like a remix of Cher.
Oh yeah,
going on in the background.
They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of was looking forward to that. It really made my morning more upbeat afterwards. It's like, do you believe? Yeah, that's my. I hope you don't get demonetized for my Cher cover.
No, we don't. We can't.
Yeah, your radio, of course. Yeah, you don't get demonetized.
We just pay a flat fee, and that's all taken care of.
So good. I wonder how much of that goes to the artist. That's not your problem.
No, I can tell you, we pay. I think to APRA we pay $200 or $300 a year.
Right.
And that covers all the songs.
Wow.
But because we're so, to tell the truth, because we're so tiny, we don't actually have to record every song that we played. Like the admin costs of assessing every song and distributing the money would be more than the money that we'd actually pay for our profit. When I say profit, I mean our advertising income's puny. So, but thanks to our advertisers who do advertise, because they do keep us going.
They certainly do.
But we are small fry.
Well,
definitely. Yeah.
aren't we all?
Well, yeah, you've got a bigger worldwide audience than we have.
Well, Facebook.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, so folks, we've been talking to Amy, who is from Parabola West. New single out on Friday. Hannah, you can catch the video online. The single's on Spotify. But if people want to buy the single, where's the best place to buy it so you get the cash instead of some global conglomerate?
Thank you for asking. So at the moment, the best place to buy it is on Bandcamp. So the link is, if you go to my website, www.parabolawest.com, there's a little link at the top. It says Hannah's out now, and you got all of the links as to where you can listen, watch, buy, support, all the things.
Okay, cool. And see the video and perhaps get the book.
Yeah, well, the pre-order for the book is going to be probably in March.
Will there be some teaser images online so people can get an idea of what the book's going to be like?
Yeah,
you'll need to see those, folks. It's quite a work of art.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, thank you for coming in.
Thanks so much for inviting me.
All righty.